Hi, my name is Emma.
Hi, my name is Xavier, and we would like to welcome you to Curious Conversations, a podcast for kids, by kids.
It's a podcast where we have conversations with adults and kids from all walks of life to learn about their passions and what inspires them, which we know will inspire us and hopefully inspire you too.
Why us, you might ask? Well, we love to ask questions. We are twins, and we just turned 11, and we have over a decade of experience being kids and having a point of view on many topics.
We thought a podcast would be a great way to learn something new and explore our interests in a different way, so we thought, why don't we give it a try? On today's episode, we welcome Blake Kramer. She's 11, just like us, and is the co-founder of Hera Hockey.
I can't wait for this interview. There's going to be a lot of hockey talk, and we are talking to our first kid guest on Curious Conversations.
I agree, Xavier. I'm excited to talk to someone I played hockey with and shares our interests. Xavier, why don't you tell everyone a bit more about Blake?
Sure, Emma. Blake's 11 years old. She loves sports, mainly hockey, but she also likes lacrosse and golf. She's a co-founder of Hera Hockey with her dad. It's a clothing line for girls who love hockey. They decided to start a clothing brand because there weren't many options for hockey clothes for her and her sister Sloane. Emma and Blake played on the same hockey team when they were just 9 years old. Blake attends Sunshine Montessori School with her brother and sister Nate and Sloane, who are twins. They have a dog named Sunny, and Blake is also our neighbor. Hi, Blake. Welcome. We are so excited that you are here. How are you?
Good. How are you?
We're good.
Doing good.
Are you done school yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are too. It's good. We're very excited for the summer. Are you?
Yeah.
How has your summer been so far?
Pretty good. I just do nothing, pretty much.
That's the point, in my opinion.
Did you miss hockey this year? I know we did.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot. All right, so what position do you play, and what is your favorite thing about playing hockey?
I played forward, and now I play defenseman. And my favorite thing about hockey is probably tournaments.
Yeah, those are really fun.
They're really fun.
Especially the hotels and everything.
Yeah.
Last year, across the room, so we had an extra room, and it was by fluke. It was across from me and my mom's room. It was our team skate sharpener. It had its own room.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yes, it did. It had its own key and everything.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I play defense and forward, and my favorite thing about hockey is playing games with my friends and having fun.
Yeah.
I'm a goalie, and my favorite thing is just the fast and the fun.
Yeah.
And obviously tournaments. Now that you've brought that up, tournaments are quite fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've just talked a bit, how about we talk about Hera Hockey? So I love Greek mythology, so I'm gonna guess why I named you Hera Hockey. So I know Hera is the goddess of marriage and family. So is it supposed to be like a family line?
So it's, yes, Hera is the goddess, and then I think it's also she's an Olympian.
She is
as well. So that's another point of why
she is married to Zeus,
yes,
the king of the gods.
his many wives.
Although in Greek mythology she can get really mean.
Yes, she can.
There's a couple of stories. There's like Hephaestus, he's the god of blacksmiths and fire. They threw him off Olympus just because he was ugly. Yep. So she has her good and bad moments.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So why don't you tell us more about why you and your dad started Hera Hockey?
Okay, so we started it in like late December because for Christmas, my parents were trying to buy me and my sister girls' clothing, and then there was like no girls' clothing. So we decided to just make a clothing line for girls.
Yeah, I can relate. I wear Under Armour stuff, and it's also sometimes hard to come by.
Yeah, that's about it.
Did you know the process of setting this company up?
Well, first we had to like name it and get all the like stuff that we wanted to do, and then we had to go online and try to make like a website where you can buy it, and then you basically have to basically find a company that will produce or make your clothing, and then you kind of just like keep throwing like out new clothing ideas.
So how does it work for you? Do you design the clothing, or Do you do anything like that?
Yeah, so I don't like post it, or I don't like do all the tech ads and stuff. I just basically like give my dad ideas
Yeah.
and then he just like makes them.
How long did it take before you started selling like lots of clothes?
Oh, okay, so we started in like mid-December, probably. I think we released it in January, so it took like, I don't know, a couple weeks.
Wow, that's quicker than I expected. So,
Yeah.
you told us how you thought of it, but did you think like, did you have certain times a day when you thought of clothing, or was it sometimes just random thoughts that you just,
Yeah, basically, sometimes I would leave my school meetings because I had this idea, and then
that's great.
I didn't want to forget it, so I would barge into my dad's meetings and just give him the idea.
That's great.
Sometimes he completely forgets about them because I say them in the middle of an important meeting call, but
That's okay. It's fine.
So what happens after you get an idea? Like what happens after that?
well, I would get an idea, and then I also have a notebook where I can write it down. So I usually write it down in the notebook, and then my dad goes through the notebook and picks out ones he likes. The idea, I guess, has to be like if it's like a t-shirt, you just need to have the actual clothing, but you can make the design.
Yep.
So if like there was an idea for sneakers, there are no actual sneakers in the little product, so you can't make those. And my sister wanted to do underwear. There are no underwear.
That's very funny. So, what is your favorite piece of Hera Hockey?
I like the hats a lot.
Oh, I saw those. They look quite comfortable.
Yeah, and I like the shirts and the hoodies.
I do like hoodies a lot. I have lots in
Yeah.
my bedroom, which I'm currently in.
We were looking at all the great stuff that's on your website, and I was wondering, how do you get all the people to wear your clothing for the photos?
Okay. Well, like in the mock-ups. Yeah, so basically when you make the clothing, it'll go to this little thing that says mock-ups, and basically we don't even get them. We don't even know who they are, but it's just like some random people, and they show you a list of them, and they're wearing the shirt or the sweater or the hat or the pants or whatever, and then you basically just choose one.
Wow.
Let's talk a bit more about women's hockey and how it has changed over the years, especially with the growth of the PWHPA. For those who don't know, the PWHPA stands for Professional Women's Hockey Player Association. Its mission is to promote and support a professional women's ice hockey league in North America and to make hockey more inclusive for women today and for the girls of the next generation. I know both Emma and Blake have personal connections with the PWHPA, so I would love to hear about that.
Blake and I have both been to the camps of Laura McIntosh, and she's now the head coach of Team Sauna in Toronto, which is great. So, what is your personal experience with the PWHPA?
Well, I mean, also like Laura Mack, and then I like how they got broadcasted onto TV because mostly that doesn't happen. So that was a step.
So in October 2019, my team was in a tournament in Oakville, and the first Dream Gap tour was in Toronto. So in between games, we got to go to a game, and the opening ceremonies were so awesome. We got to watch the warm up on the bench, and they all came to say hi to us, and then we got a hat and we got signed. They signed a bunch of things. It was this whole experience. It was great. It was so inspiring to watch the women play at the level because they were just like men. It was like the NHL. They could have had their own in the NHL. And then we also saw Laura. She was coaching the other game after, coaching Team Knox against Marie Philip Poulin. It was great. She was a good coach. She's a great coach.
Yes, she was. Yeah, I had one other experience where I got to go and with my hockey team, I think it was also 2019, we went to this game and Laura was coaching. I think it was just against their own team. I think it was just like one jersey versus another colored jersey. Yeah, but I got to watch that, and then Laura's team won. But then after that, you got like these big posters, and they got to sign it, which was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. We also met Ron MacLean and Cassie Campbell. So we were on the way to the bench. So we were in the dressing rooms, and it was a total fluke. We just met the three of them in the hallway. It was.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was the best fluke ever.
What is your dream goal for
Oh
hockey?
gosh. Probably to. I actually haven't thought this through yet.
That's okay.
Yeah, I probably to make some kind of like top league team.
I would probably want to go to the Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Or like get a hockey scholarship to a really like high level university. That'd probably be my dream.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
But the Olympics, that'd be so cool. I'm so excited for the Olympics. What if you could choose one sport to play in, what sport would you do? In summer and winter?
Hockey.
And what's the summer one?
I don't know. Is there lacrosse?
Yes, there is.
Yes, then I would do hockey and lacrosse.
Type of lacrosse, field or box?
Field.
I prefer box.
Really?
Yeah, I do boxes on Wednesdays.
My brother does box lacrosse, and it did not look fun.
Oh, it is fun. With equipment, you get to kind of hit people.
Hit people, yeah.
So what do you like about field lacrosse? Why do you like it over box?
In box lacrosse, it kind of just looks like there's like everything happening at once. With field lacrosse, I like the running because it keeps me in shape, which is good. And then I like passing too.
Yeah, they also say lacrosse is a running sport, so we do all these running drills. We do the drill where you stay in line, and the last person has to get to the front of the line.
Yes, I've done that.
Yes.
Yeah, I did that when I was in the winter because we had to go into the hockey arenas.
So getting back to hockey, we love watching hockey, all kinds. I love going to Emma's games, Jackson's game, and watching women's or men's hockey on TV. Speaking of hockey on TV, I heard you wanted to talk about who is better a team, the Leafs or the Habs.
This is going to be hard because the Habs beat the Leafs, which is going to make it so much harder to try and convince.
Oh, don't worry, I'm a Leafs fan.
I'm a Habs fan, and Habs are better.
I just don't get it.
I know.
Are you a Leafs fan or Habs?
Leafs. I was about to say Habs, but it's Leafs.
Yeah, so the weirdest thing is that Emma's the only Habs fan.
I'd like to point out that currently they're going to beat Vegas tonight. It's going to go up 3-2. They are the best. They're best Canadian teams currently, and Toronto has not gone past the first round of the playoffs since we were born, which is almost 11 years. That's more than a decade.
Actually, I'm just gonna pick your side. It's been more than 20 years.
But who's your favorite Leaf, Blake?
Mitch Marner.
One of my favorite too.
Yeah, who's your favorite?
Well, this year Joe Thornton, Mitch Marner, or Torres.
Jumbo.
Why is Mitch Marner your favorite Leaf?
I was 4 or 3 when I watched my first hockey game, and I'm just I like that one. That one because he scored. That one because, and then I just never changed it.
That's very funny.
So, who do you think will win the cup?
Yeah.
Not the Habs. I will flip out. Literally.
Currently, the Habs, it's kind of on my side because the Habs are the best team and they're almost to the Stanley Cup Finals. So.
No, they're not the best team. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. My brother is a Boston fan, so we have the same argument in our house as we're having right now. It's well, this team is here, but then they got cut out here.
But here's the thing about Boston. Boston also lost, but Montreal is better than Boston and Toronto. So my point is they're they're the best Canadian team right now, as of right now.
Yeah, right now. Not in general, right now. And the only reason they made it past the first round was Carey Price.
If not Montreal, because they're not going to win the cup, who wins the cup and why?
Montreal.
No. It's probably, I think it's going to be Tampa.
well, I'll knock on your door if we're watching like a hockey game, or like Montreal beating Vegas or Montreal beating Tampa. It really depends. So, I mean,
You know what? You know what I would enjoy? I would enjoy watching if Montreal, hopefully not, probably not, makes it to the finals. I would love to watch it with you so that you could see for yourself that they lose.
I don't really know. But the thing is, wait, here's the thing. This is how everyone talks before the Toronto game, the Toronto series, the Winnipeg series, and now the Vegas series. So, I mean, do you see the pattern right here? I don't understand why you...
No, I don't.
No.
I don't see the pattern.
Okay, so Xavier's a bit feisty about this, so let's get back to this. So we've mentioned on this podcast that Xavier and I are twins, obviously, but we haven't talked much about what is it like to be a twin. So you're the first guest who knows something like that, but now you aren't a twin, but you are the oldest sibling of twins, and since we have an older brother, we were wondering what's that like for you?
I have to say, sometimes it can be really annoying because I don't know if you guys do this, but they have this twin, I think they call it like a twin pact or a twin trouble or something, where if one goes down, the other one goes down. So if one is like bickering with me, the other is also on that side.
No, we're not like that.
No?
No, we're not that bad. What, Blake, you think we're that bad?
See, that doesn't happen with us. It's kind of opposite. I can sort of relate to that since you have twins, but I have two brothers, but that doesn't also help. But it's kind of well-rounded, but sometimes the Jackson and Xavier bicker with me, but I'm stubborn, so.
Yeah, well, I'm very stubborn with them. Well, I'm pretty much stubborn, period, but they're like, I get this spot on the couch, and then they're like, we get this spot on the couch. So basically, I can't sit there, but they can both sit there.
So, what's the best thing about having twin siblings?
I get the advantage of not, because like if one of them goes on, like I'm just taking an example from like a roller coaster. Like if you go to Canada's Wonderland, if one of them has to go on the ride, the other has to go on the ride.
But you don't,
because they can't. But I don't, because I can go, or they have to like sit together or do this or like that.
Oh, that's funny.
I can relate. As we're wrapping up, I was wondering, so if you had anything else you wanted to ask us,
Like any questions?
One question. Do you like having a twin?
Oh,
yes, I really enjoy having a twin because Emma has to do everything that I have to do, and it's really funny because she gets super mad.
50-50. Because it's a really pain in the butt sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Although I get to say when I'm older, because one of the first questions when they figure out twins, who's older? And I always get to say, 2 minutes, me. I'm 2 minutes older.
The problem with my siblings is Sloan. So Nate is older, but Sloan is like this much taller. So they're like, "Oh, Sloan, you're the older one of the two, right?" No.
Yeah, isn't like Nate 20 minutes older than Sloan or something like that?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
All right, so I had a great time. I hope you did.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
We had so much fun. I hope we can do this again.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
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 That was so much fun to talk with Blake, and I'm so excited to watch the Stanley Cup Finals.
It was. Even if you guys are cheering for the wrong team. Go Habs.
There's always next year for Leaf fans.
I also found it very interesting to hear all about how Blake and her dad started Hera Hockey. I'm going to have to get online and go shopping.
I agree. It was awesome to talk to an entrepreneur who's our age. And for everybody listening, go check out herahockey.com.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And I know every show you listen to probably says this, but please rate the podcast, download the episode, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. That will be in the show notes. And make sure to say us in the comments. We'll be sure to read them.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Curious Conversations.
Bye!